Hello, once again, you're welcome to your favorite home friends on EWTV. Thank you for joining us, the EDS. Thank you for joining us.
Yes, thank you for joining us. Glad to have you here today again.
Yes. All right, so today we have a very interesting topic, and it's going to be a series for the whole month of September. Very interesting. And our topic today is ways you can water your seed for a flourishing marriage.
Wow.
You know, everybody wants flourishing marriages, everybody wants to enjoy their home. But there is something that you and I can do to enjoy that.
Very true.
Our spouses are seeds that God has given us. All right. So we all have the responsibility to water the seed. And what are some of the ways that we can water the seed to enjoy a marriage that flourishes? That's what we're going to be discussing for the whole month of September.
Very
Don't
true.
go anywhere.
Thank you very much. And today we'll be starting on this series. I'll be talking about praying together as a couple. You know, we have seen in our time that so many spouses, some have a lot of prayer ministries where they, go to pray.
Yes.
A lot even have prayer partners, people they pray together with, different prayer, which is good. But we have discovered that most people can pray outside, pray with other prayer partners, but they are not having time to pray with their spouse. And that is critical in marriage. No matter the number of prayer ministries you belong to or prayer partners you belong to, your first prayer partner and your point of call is your spouse. And until you are able to develop that intimacy in prayer with your spouse, you're not building right on a good foundation. So that foundation starts there. It's good to belong to so many other groups and have different people praying together, but how have you developed praying with your wife? Because that has power, that has efficacy. And even the Bible says when two shall agree on a thing. And we know when the Bible is even talking about oneness in marriage, when couples agree on a thing, there's efficacy, there's power that comes with it. So many are missing out of that power when we are not deliberate and intentional about praying with our wife. I'll say your spouse is your first prayer partner. And you must develop that altar of prayer together first. That should be a foundation or a root where you can now channel to different other platforms and other people on that prayer.
Yeah, talking about the Bible that says that if two of you will agree as touching anything. One of the things or the thoughts that comes to my head is, do you want to touch anything in your marriage? Is there something that is going on? Is there a child that is not forthcoming? Before you even go outside calling pastors and the rest to pray, the first point of call, like you said, is with your spouse. Prayer with your spouse touches anything and brings answer to anything. So most of the struggles that we go through in our marriages, most of the struggles that you go through in your marriages, things are not working, you have a child that is not forthcoming, the truth is it will come under control when we hold our hands with our partners to pray.
Wow.
It is very important.
Wow.
It is good for us to have our personal prayer lives. It's good for you to be very vibrant. It is also very important to have a couple ground of prayer.
Very true.
Yes, I think we need to take a break. And when we return, we'll take it further on this.
Yes, thank you very much. When we return, we're going to talk further on this. I like the scripture you quoted about if two of you we agree on touching anything. Wow, that is beautiful. We'll also talk more about this couple altar that is critical. Don't forget that you can follow us on all our social media handles, EWTV, and like, comment. If you have questions concerning what we are discussing, feel free to drop them in the comment section. Send us a personal mail, or you can reach us through any of our handles. Please join us again. We'll be right back. Thank you once again for joining us and for staying true and joining us right back. We've been talking about prayer as couples, as in marriage, and why we need this, why it's critical, and it's a continuation on our series on how to build, flourishing marriage by watering your seed. What are those things we are doing? And we're talking about prayer as couple. And before the break, we talked about how so many people have different prayer ministers and prayer partners, but here there's no formidable partnership in prayer with their spouse, and so that is critical. And I said I'll follow up from the verse you quoted about if two of you we agree as touching anything. Wow, I like that word, anything. So it means that there's power in the two of us that become one and in touching anything. So which means that anything under heaven when we agree as a spouse. And you know how God honors marriage and this institution of marriage, the covenant of marriage. So when God sees two people that are now one, standing and agreeing on anything. So you can see that there's so many things that we are missing out in marriage when we are not standing as one and touching anything. I know so many couples will say, yes, we have family altar, let's have personal altar, but that is good. And in marriage, in prayer we have different altar, which are there are three specific ones: the family altar, and the personal altar, and also the couple altar. So many families are very good with the family altar. Some are also very good with their personal altar. But so many now, because the children, they are used to the family altar, but we must not equate the place of the couple altar, and then, just, model it with the family altar. The family altar is critical and is good, praying as a family. But praying as one, where two of you will separate yourself outside of the reach of children. It can be, some people even have maybe family altar 5 times a week. Some have their couple altar one. Maybe they dedicate time in a week where they come together as a couple to pray, which is critical. So these are essentials in marriages, and these are salient points that so many people just miss, especially when you start having children, having a large family, having praying together. There's always every tendency to now forget this couple altar, which is very critical. We must, it's something we must be intentional about, and we be deliberate about, dedicating time. So, it's always difficult when we say, okay, out of the blues, anytime we remember, okay, let's, you need to be intentional. What days in the week? What days in the month? What time in the month is some people even have family retreat, which is good, but do you include your couple retreat or couple time together in that? Even as children are coming, we must be deliberate to still separate ourselves as one, as a couple that we are, to seek God's face. Because Bible says, as touching anything.
And one critical thing I also want to raise here is, if we work hard intentionally on building this altar, in the day of trouble, you already have like a bank.
Very true.
That you have saved something there.
Very true.
I see a lot of couples that it is in the day of trouble and they remember to hold their hands and pray. When there is no trouble, there is no need for that.
There's no need for that.
But when we intentionally build it, when we intentionally work on it, whether the day of trouble or outside the day of trouble, you just discover that your home is blossoming.
Very true.
And the thing, the children can notice.
Very true.
Everybody notices there's peace, there's
Very
love.
True.
You do things with ease.
Very true.
The other time we talked about handling conflict. When the fire on the couple altar is burning, conflicts are easily settled quickly.
True. I'm telling you, that is very critical, because I learned one thing about prayer. Maybe sometimes ago, maybe praying for somebody and the person said, you cannot be, hurting over somebody you are praying for. That one of the ways to heal over someone is praying for that person.
Wow.
So it shows that when couples are having their own personal altar, couple altar together, praying, it's one of the easiest ways to resolve conflict. Because you can't be joining your husband and praying to the Lord and you still be holding and be tearing yourself apart. In fact, if there is any hurt, in the place of prayer is dealt with. The heart is melted, together. The heart is connected. There is healing. There's refreshing when both of you stay together. So that may be praying and you burst into tears if there is something hurting. It's a way to heal. So you can see there's so many things that we are missing out because we are not intentional about the couple altar. And that is critical. So any marriage that will last, any marriage whose seed will remain watered, beyond just having your personal prayer or family altar or having several prayer partners or being in different prayer ministries. Your first prayer ministry is with your spouse. And until you are able to develop that, then that is where it will now, it's like the root where it will now grow different branches, and spring forth. So it is critical, and I think some of us need to go back and revisit that again. How is your couple?
Yeah, so this is a wake-up call. I am sure you have picked one or two things. I have also picked two. So it's a wake-up call. Are you a husband listening to us? Are you a wife listening to us? Don't push it to your spouse. Don't say, this one is for my wife. Me, I used to pray. She doesn't like praying. There is unity and power prevails in the place of prayer.
Oh, yes.
You will do a lot. You will go a long way when two of you pray. What you will achieve in 10 days, with couple praying together, you can achieve even in 1 day. So let's arise to that call. Thank you so much for joining us today. Thank you for listening.
Thank you.
And of course, we are always still here. We will still be here next week, Sunday. Don't miss it. Thank you. We are the Elders, and this is Homefront on EWTV. See you again next week.
Bye.
Bye.